panelists the last question. And this question is, I'd like you to tell me what you learn, or to tell us, from the other side. And you think now, perhaps, when I go there, I'm going to build on that one. I'll begin with Sam.
You mean tonight or
Tonight,
generally?
from this panel.
Well, I learned that Mr. Ratner is a very nice guy, but he is connected with the Israeli government. He mentioned in his opening, which is, I think, it contradicts being a non-profit status, being an advocate for a foreign government.
Do you see anything positive?
Oh, positive. He's a very nice man. He's dignified. If I met him in the street, I would say he's a very nice man until I know his politics. Then I would have a very serious discussion with him. But nevertheless, he's a personable person. I respect him. He's my brother in humanity.
Your cousins?
Well, I go further with brothers, not cousins. You know, brothers are closer than cousins. But you know, the only thing is that I would ask him to be more empathetic and imagine if he was not Jewish. If he was
I want to know about you,
Christian.
not what you ask him. You.
Me.
I think we got it. So he's nice. That's what you take from him. And you'd have a beer with him.
Oh, of course.
That's it.
I have been in Mansable.
Thanks, Sam. Gary, what do you get out of it? What are some of the one positive thing that you would leave with this, and you think you can build on it to make a better piece?
I think the thing that impresses me the most, and I knew about it, but I think she eloquently put it, was Estee's talking about the nonviolent organizations, both in Israel and among the Palestinians. But unfortunately, what I know, because I've spent so much time in Israel, is that these organizations just are not going to get that far.
Can you ask a specific question? Did you read the source that he mentioned? Did you read it?
Alan Pape, yes.
You read it?
Yes,
Okay.
and I've debated Alan Pape.
Wonderful.
And I must correct you, I am not an Israeli. I am not associated with the Israeli government. I'm an American. I live here. I spend time in Israel. I have relatives in Israel. Our organization has an office in Israel. We do joint things with certain people in the Israeli government.
But Gary, what are the good things you will take from him? One good thing. Good thing.
Good
The
thing
positive.
for Sam?
He thinks you're nice. And
I think he's a very nice man, and actually I'm intrigued to read his paper.
Wonderful.
So I'm going to pick it up before I leave so I can learn.
I always have a strong sympathy for people like Estee, because on the one hand, she has a Jewish background, and then she's caught in this two sort of, I know it's the choice for you is clear, but I have admiration for that, for someone who does take that stand. Whether I agree with it doesn't matter, but I think you're doing a good job.
Me too.
Thank you. Just to be clear, I am a very, very proud Jewish American. My father is a very proud Israeli. My family moved from the Ukraine. They escaped the pogroms and moved to Palestine in the mid-20s. My family has borne witness to everything that has happened there. So it is my hope to influence the young people of Israel that Dara, one of our wonderful young Jewish and proud organizers, spoke about. Those are my cousins, those are their children, those are their grandchildren. And I do what I do because I hope that one day they will live in peace and security alongside all of their neighbors.
So what are the one good thing?
The things that I have learned things actually tonight from the audience. I love this coin that I can't wait to see from Sami that I never knew existed. But I've learned from you guys, from seeing your insightful questions and which part of the conflict you have information on, or which part you seek information on, is very, very informative to people like me, and I want to thank you all very much for coming out.
So you have nothing nice to say about me? That's not. That's okay. That's okay.
She didn't say anything bad about you.
I didn't say she did, but she didn't say anything nice
Gary
about
has
me
been
either.
nothing but polite and courteous this entire evening, and I think we all have to agree on that.
All right, guys.
I think we started dialogue, but the sad thing is that when we leave from here, we forget about it. I think we should thank Todd and Minerva and make her have a second thought when I go back to the golden age, and I want to end up with this, the golden era for me is the Oslo. For the first time, whether you agree with it, and I'm aware of the differences, I'm aware the Palestinians believe that they had a state, which they didn't. I believe that the Israelis never intended to have a state the way the Palestinians saw it. But the key word at that time in the Oslo is that for the first time, Israelis and Palestinians were having a discussion. The kind of discussion that they were having over beer, but not politics. What also we learn is history for the two people are different. If you're a believer in Judaism and a state for the Jews, your best date in 1947. That's when Israel became an independent state. If you are a Palestinian, the horrific date starts in 1917, the before. And you are not going to if we stick back and constantly think about that past, we are not going to reach anywhere. Oslo did that thing, is that it said, look, we have a difference, now let's build on it. And I think this is what this group did. I hope we can meet again and do it another kind of conversation, a conversation that is most constructive or as constructive as this. And again, Minerva and Doug, thank you so much. And we'll see you.
And thank you for hanging in there. I have a few very token, inexpensive, but very loving given appreciation thank yous. And I wanted to make sure you had these before you went. Gary, I appreciate your coming out. I know you probably thought it was 3 to 1. It wasn't. I made sure that everybody made it clean and fair. Andrew Lockman told me to tell you hello. He is running for assembly. So I wanted to definitely let Gary know I appreciate him coming. And I have to say that he was probably one of the most giving persons I have had the opportunity to talk with. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
In addition to that, I have Sami. Ladies and gentlemen, this is probably one of the most dedicated media persons I've had the opportunity to talk to on the phone. We did not meet until today, and he did not accept my coming until yesterday afternoon, when I was literally hanging from the end of the roof, driving my husband crazy, because I found out the person that we had originally invited, Harvey Youngman. Are you here tonight, Harvey? I had listed Harvey as a Muslim. He let me know he's not, he's a Jew. And I said, okay. I said, then you won't do a very good job of discussing and giving your passionate plea as a Muslim. He says, no, I don't think so. But I will be inviting Harvey back for another night. He is one of the members of the IPC that was one of the catalysts that inspired me to go ahead and do this because of the confederation that's going on right now. And since they had made it very clear to me, and I know they've been emailing me for almost 2 years now, to have a meeting here in Santa Clarita before the confederation ran. That's why I was running as hard as I could to make sure that we were able to have this meeting at that same time, because I promised him before the end of the year. I only have a week and a half left. So I wanted to thank you, Sami, for coming out. And we'll have to sit down and have one-on-one break bread together.
Definitely.
To really commune, because I too am from a media background from having been at the LA Times. So I wanted to thank you, and I wanted to give you this as my token of love. And here's the card.
Thank you.
I hope I spelled your name right.
Perfect.
All right, in addition to that, I have Hamoud Salhi, and he let me know I have forgot the S on his name. So I'm not perfect, and I'm human. But I promised him I'd redo the flyer and make sure that the letter S is before Alhi on his last name.
You don't want to upset my mother.
Yes, and he told me his mother worked hard to marry that man. So here, this. And I want to thank you for coming out with us tonight.
Thank you.
Now, this last person We have been talking for 3.5 months. We met for the first time tonight. And I got a royal education from this woman. And in addition to the work that I had been doing with Furial Mastering, as some of you know, we worked on her campaign for the 37th Assembly District 4 times. And in doing so, Estee and I had been talking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And suddenly, I decided, let me get her bio done. In the process of her doing her bio, which she did not tell you this, she's a Star Trek actress. And I remember the episode when you were the love of his life, and I was expecting her to have this big, huge, wild, curly hair, because that's what I see on all her bios. But tonight she walked up on me, I didn't know who she was, her hair was straight, and I was like, "You're not Estee." She said, "Yes, I am." I said, "No, she has real wiry hair." She says, "Well, we can change her hair, Minerva." And I said, "Yeah, that's true, because I remember I need to dye mine." But I wanted to give this to you as my way of saying thank you for hanging in there with me. Thank you for the education you were giving me. I hope, too, to be able to have an opportunity to talk with you eyeball to eyeball beyond what we're doing tonight. I forgot to bring you your books and your tapes, so now it's an excuse that I have to come to the office.
Can we offer that to everybody, access to that?
Sure. I wanted to let you know that there was a list of books that she did provide me with on if you wanted to know more information about Jewish peace and some of the beginning materials to help you get up to the speed that this whole table of people are at, and I think it'll probably take me another 1.5 years to get there. And I still won't be able to tell you what I know. But I wanted to also thank all of you that came out tonight. We're trying to do Christmas cards or holiday cards as fast as we can, but I don't think I was successful in getting everybody's, but I would like to get one to you before you leave tonight. So if you kind of hang out at the table before you go, make sure you get everybody's name and phone numbers that's sitting at the tables with you. If you leave me with your email address, I promise you, I will email everything that they send to me, and it'll probably drive you nuts, but I will definitely get it to you. Again, thank you for helping me out. I want to acknowledge my buddy in crime, Alan Ferdman. He raises hell one way, I raise hell another way here in the city. We both have our own political pros and cons. We don't always agree, but we agree to agree when we do.